Hey guys, so I got this 2002 Chevy Silverado in the garage today. Going to be doing a quick and easy upgrade to it. So I'm going to be getting rid of these old halogen headlight assemblies here and upgrading them to a more modern LED headlight assembly. And I'm hoping that this will give this old truck a little bit of a facelift as well. These are the headlight assemblies I'll be installing. As you can see, they are a two-piece design, just like the factory OEM ones. These are from a brand called Gxenogo. You can get these headlight assemblies off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for them. And I must say the build quality of these headlights are top tier. Now I did put a set of Gxenogos on a 2006 Ford F-150 not too long ago, and I've had nothing but great results with those. So I figured why not try these out on a Chevy Silverado. So these headlight assemblies will fit the 99 through 2002 Chevy Silverados. They will also fit the 2000 through 2006 Chevy Suburbans and the Chevy Tahoes. These headlight assemblies are full LED. They have a 4700 lumen high beam, a 2500 lumen low beam. They are DOT certified. They should be plug and play. And then they have a nice daytime running light feature here. Same with on the top one. They do have the side marker lights just like the factory OEM ones. And then you have your turn signal down along here. Comes with some Tessa tape, a couple diodes for the high beams, which you may or may not use. We'll find out once we go to install them. An extra diode, and then you'll also get an instruction sheet. First thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and pop your hood. Go ahead and locate your release tab here. You're going to push that towards the driver's side, and then go ahead and lift up on your hood. So these headlight assemblies are super easy to remove. You're going to want to go ahead and locate these two bars right here. What you're going to do is pop these out of the clip here, like that. And then you're just going to lift this out of here. Same with your other one here. Pop that out and lift up. Now you can go ahead and pull out the headlight assembly here. And then just kind of bring it down here. So now we can go ahead and remove our bulbs, or you can unplug them. Either way works. I like to just remove them. That way you don't have to hold on to the assembly. So what you do is just go ahead and twist this out. Same with your other one. Twist that outward. Pull your bulbs out. Now you can go ahead and unplug your bulbs. So just go ahead and lift up on these two tabs here with your finger. And then you should be able to unplug your bulb. Just like that. Go ahead and do your other one as well. And if you have to, you can get a flathead screwdriver under here if it's kind of hard to get these tabs lifted up. So unplug those. Now we can go ahead and remove our lower portion here with the turn signal. To get that out, what you're going to want to do is just grab a long screwdriver here. Go ahead and locate that tab right there. And you're going to go ahead and push in on that. And then you can pop this end out. And then you can just go ahead and pull this out of here. And we'll do the same thing. We'll pop these out of here. So what you want to do on this one here, though, is you're going to push on this little tab here. So push in on that. And actually, you can see that just broke. But go ahead and twist that off. Pull that one out of there. Same thing on this one. Press in on it. And then twist. And this one here, you're just going to twist out. Now you can go ahead and remove your bulbs. So just go ahead and pull out on your bulbs here. You can see this turn signal bulb has seen better days. Same with your marker. And then go ahead and grab your new lower headlight assembly. Make sure it's facing the right way. You can tell by the DOT numbers here facing upward. And it's pretty self-explanatory. That's what I like about these. Is they have everything labeled, your daytime running light, your turn signal light, and then your side marker light. So go ahead and plug those in. We'll start out with the daytime running light all the way to the left here. And you're just going to plug this end into the light bulb socket. You'll hear it click. Same with your turn signal one here. Go ahead and plug that one in. And then also your side marker light here. Just like that. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and take some of the provided Tessa tape that they give us. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this around all the connections here just to make sure those don't come loose. And if you notice here on the daytime running light connector, you have this extra connector that we didn't plug into anything. So this is going to actually plug into the upper headlight assembly. And what this does is it gives us the extra daytime running lights on the upper headlight assembly as well. So let me go ahead and tape these up and then I'll come back. So as you can see, I just did a couple rounds of the Tessa tape around all three of these connections, just so those won't come loose or anything. So now we can go ahead and get this snapped down in here. So you pay attention to this tab right here. That's going to kind of slide into there. And then we can go ahead and snap that back into place there. So then just take your lower portion here. So these tabs are going to go into that groove right there. And then just take your bulb connectors here and you can kind of put them back in these holes here just so they don't get pinched or anything. Just make sure on your daytime running light here, you leave this plug up above here so we can plug that into the upper portion there. So go ahead and get this lined up into that groove there. Just watch this as well. Once you get that in there, go ahead and line up the clip here. So go ahead and get that clip lined up into that spot right there. Just watch your wires here. Once you get it in there, go ahead and just kind of snap the light in here and it just pops into place. So go ahead and grab your new upper headlight assembly here and we're going to go ahead and plug in this long cord here with the connector. That's going to go to the daytime running light cord coming from the bottom headlight assembly, and that will only plug in one lay. So then go ahead and grab these and we'll go ahead and start plugging in our low and high beam. So our high beam here, if you notice on the connectors, there is a positive and a negative. Same with the low beam connector. So you got your plus and your minus. So you want to make sure you plug these ones in correctly. So on the high beam here, the orange one is going to be the positive wire and then the negative is going to be the purple. So go ahead and plug that in correctly. So we got our positive and our negative. And then for the low beams, the positive is going to be the orange wire and the negative is going to be this, looks almost like a yellow or a white wire there. So make sure you plug that one in correctly as well. Snap that in. Now I'm going to go ahead and try and see if the high beams work without using the diode. So we'll leave those unplugged for right now. Let's go ahead and just stick this in here. We won't fully put it in or lock it in. Just want to make sure the high beams work first. So we'll just kind of set it in there like that. So now let's just go ahead and try it out, make sure everything works. So I'll start out with the low beams here. So you can see all three of our low beams are working right there. And then also our daytime running lights are working. Our turn signal lights do light up as well. And then our end lights here, both are working. So now let's go ahead and try the high beams. So there is the high beams, and you can see that only one is working, and all three of these should be working as well with that one. So it looks like we do need to go ahead and add the diode. But first, let me just make sure the turn signal is working as well. So I'll turn my hazards on. And as you can see, turn signal is working. And it's kind of cool because it alternates between the end light here as well, the end marker light. So let me turn off the hazards. I'll turn off the low beams and high beams. And let's grab that diode. We'll go ahead and pop this out. Grab your diode, and we're going to go ahead and try this on the positive control right here, because you got your negative control and your positive, and the instruction says to try either one. So we'll try the positive first here. That just plugs in there. Let's go ahead and get this back in here, and we'll test it out. So we'll turn on the high beams there, and you can see only the one is still working, so that didn't solve the problem. So now let's go ahead and try it on the negative control and see if that fixes it. So turn it back off. Go ahead and pop this back out of here. And then we'll go ahead and move this over to the negative control. So there's the negative control. Pop that on there. Go ahead and stick this back in. And let's see if that solves the problem. Turn the headlights on with the high beams. And there we go. So that solved the problem. So now you can see all four of those are lit up with the high beam. So we should be good. You just double check the low beam. And you can see there's our low beam. So it looks like that's how it goes. Let me turn these off. So now that I know everything's working, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the rest of these in some Tessa tape here just to make sure these connections are all good. And I'll also put some tape on this positive control that's not being hooked up. So you can just kind of wrap this around here. And if you want to, you can use some electrical tape as well. I just want to make sure no moisture, water, anything gets down into this plug. And this Tessa tape rips pretty easily. So like that. So let me go ahead and wrap these three connectors up really quick, along with our daytime running light one as well, so nothing comes loose. So as you can see, I got all those connectors Tessa taped and everything, so we should be good. So now let's go ahead and get this in here, and then we'll get our rods into place as well, and then we can peel off our plastic. I just like to keep the plastic on while we're installing, just to protect the lenses from anything. We'll get that set in there, and then just kind of watch your wires back behind here. You want to make sure you can get your rods in. So try and get that into place here. Grab one of your rods here. You may have to kind of hold that, and there's a flat portion. You want that facing the back on here. So get that one in. And then your other one here. And you may have to kind of press in on this one as well, just for those to line up correctly. Get that pushed down and snapped into place. So now that we got it installed, let's go ahead and undo our wrap here. Same with our other one here. Just taking a look at that, that looks so much better than those old ones. So now with this side installed, I'll go ahead and move over here to the passenger side. I'm not going to record that because it's going to be the same exact procedure, but if I do run into any differences, I'll let you know. So one thing I forgot to mention on the other side there is for your daytime running lights. It even says here in the instructions. So if only your bottom portion of your headlight assembly is working for the daytime running lights, then you need to flip this plug 180 degrees. So this plug here, you're going to flip that up, pull it out, flip it 180 degrees, and then both of your daytime running lights should be working. I just wanted to mention that. So once you get this snap back in there, you do have plenty of room to get back in here if you need to flip that plug as well. So I just want to show you really quick here. So you can see I got the high beams working on this side, and I ended up doing the same as the driver's side, plugging this diode into the negative control connector there. And then also your high beam and your low beam, it's going to be the same color for the positive and negative wire. So high beam will be orange for the positive and negative for the purple. Low beam will be yellow negative and the orange for the positive. So make sure you plug those in correctly. So as you can see, got the passenger side all installed. Went ahead and turned them on. Everything seems to be working just perfectly. Got the turn signals, the daytime running lights, high beams, and this just looks awesome. I'm pretty impressed by these headlights here. Gives this older truck a more modern look, and I'm sure it's going to be so much easier to see at night with these headlights. So I'll go ahead and wait for it to get a little bit darker out. I'll show you guys how these look in the dark. And then from what I can tell, it seems like the headlights are pretty even, but if you do need to adjust them, it's really easy on these. And I got my light in there so you guys can see, but what you want to do is take a long flathead screwdriver, and you see this little dial right here with the teeth. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick a screwdriver down in one of those notches, and then you're going to turn it either left or right to raise or lower the headlights. So you got one adjustment point right there, and then the other one's going to be right back in here. Not sure if you guys can see it, if my camera will zoom, but there is the other adjustment point down there. So you can stick your screwdriver down in there and then turn it either left or right, whichever way you need to get the headlights even with both sides. And it's going to be the same on this side as well. That one's a little bit different because it's right there. I don't have my light in there, but you can see there's the adjustment point for that one. And then the other one's going to be right in front of the battery, so right down in there. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up the video. Again, this was a 2002 Chevy Silverado. Went ahead and installed the Gxenogo full LED headlight assemblies. And like I said earlier, guys, I'm really impressed by these headlights, the build quality, being able to see at night a lot better now, and it just gives this truck a more of a modern, updated look. And keep in mind that these fit the 99 through 2002 Chevy Silverados, but they also fit the 2000 through 2006 Chevy Suburbans and the Chevy Tahoe as well. So check out my description. I'll put a link in there for these off of Amazon, and I'm hoping that this video helps you out. And if it does, hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.